And welcome to this video where I will be showing you how to install Vagrant to work with VirtualBox on macOS. So the first two things you'll actually need to go ahead and do is install Vagrant from vagrantup.com. I already have it downloaded and installed, so I won't go through that, and you also need to go ahead and download and install the latest version of VirtualBox. So once you've done those two things, you're going to want to go ahead and find the Vagrant box that you want to use. So there's many different versions of Ubuntu, Debian, and all those operating systems. So for this demo video, let's go ahead and install trusty. So this is a 64-bit trusty, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder to have the Vagrant up file contained in. And the Vagrant up file is pretty much just the config file for Vagrant, so just an empty directory. I'm going to go ahead and open up a new terminal window. I'm going to go ahead and cd into my trusty directory. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste this command because this will take care of the Vagrant setup for us. So it's going to go ahead and download and set up the Vagrant box, and it'll go ahead and create a Vagrant file that's already configured to boot the trusty 64 image from. So what Vagrant actually does, if you don't know, is it's basically an easy way to manage many virtual machine images, and you can group them into their own directories and have separate Vagrant files for each one. So if you want to just start up a VM, you can actually do it through VirtualBox, as well as use Vagrant up to start the machine. And you'll basically connect to it headless through Vagrant SSH, so you won't actually have access to the desktop environment by default. So I'm going to go ahead and wait a little bit for it to finish downloading. If you download a 32-bit image, it will of course be smaller, so your download will be a little bit faster. And a lot of these Vagrant machines are actually updated quite frequently, so there's daily builds for Xenial, which is actually my primary Vagrant machine, but just for the sake of this demo, I wanted to go ahead and install a different version. And I'll also show you how to destroy a Vagrant box in case you no longer need it, or if something is broken beyond repair, you can just go ahead and get rid of the box completely and then install a new one. So I'm going to let it boot. I'll also show you if you want to modify how much RAM you want to allocate to the machine. I'll show you how to do that inside of VirtualBox. So just give this a couple minutes. Okay. Looks like we are all set up. Vagrant should be started. So I'm going to go ahead and just SSH into it. And just like that, we are now inside of a Vagrant machine. And it has access to all the system information of my Mac Mini. And if we actually cd into the Vagrant directory, it actually creates a shared mount point that's pointed towards the directory where the Vagrant file is. So if you have any files inside of that directory, you'll be able to read it. So if I go ahead and create a new file, let's make this plain text, plain text. And I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, desktop, save it, and put that inside of trusty. And if we do ls, you can see that we have access to that file. So, once you have your machine set up, if you want to exit, you can just exit, and then when you want to actually shut down the machine, you're going to want to go ahead and issue Vagrant halt, which will attempt to gracefully halt the machine, just like how VMware would handle the shutdown. So if you wanted to actually boot the virtual machine from VirtualBox, you can just pick the machine. So this is actually my Xenio machine, and you can start it right from here. So this is just another way you can actually go ahead and configure the boot disk and everything from here without actually even needing to modify your Vagrant file, because any changes to the VirtualBox configuration can obviously be managed through the VirtualBox manager. So that's basically how you can start it. You can start through Vagrant up, just start the machine up again, and it'll go ahead and do its pre-launching procedures. So this is the login, so let me go ahead and shut that machine down. And if you want to modify any of the settings, of course I can't do it right now because the machine is currently running, but you can change the RAM here. You can change how many CPU cores you want, as well as modify your acceleration. Most of that you can usually default, except for the RAM. You might want to add some more RAM or take advantage of multiple CPU cores. So now that you've gotten your Vagrant VM set up, and say you're just done using it or something happened, you can easily destroy the virtual machine without leaving a trace. So to do that, just of course cd back into the directory where your Vagrant file was created and run Vagrant destroy, and this will remove all traces of the virtual machine. So it'll go ahead and shut it down if it's already shut down. It will destroy the VM and all associated drives just like that. You can verify that it's gone by checking in VirtualBox, and of course it's no longer there. You can only see my Xenio install. So that's about it. I'll be posting more videos probably over different topics in the future, but just wanted to show how I was able to get some basic setup of Vagrant running. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.